Hi everyone, it's your boy Zach. So I was going to talk about some properly made comics like The Punisher by Jimmy Palmiotti and Dan Panosian, but I have to talk about Rippaverse shit instead. So uh, just 12 hours ago, Eric July bragged. Everything he says is bragging. This past week, I've had lots of NDA'd conversations. 2025 has been our biggest year yet, but 2026 could top it. Rippaverse has a lot in store. And that's the problem because Rippaverse has plummeted like no company in the history of comics has ever plummeted. Starting with 42, was it 40? Let's just say 40,000 customers with his first book. He is now down to, I would estimate, about 1,200. And I base that off of the commonality. If you're wondering why this is called a collection when it's just one book on a first printing, it's because Eric July is an imbecile and he doesn't know how the English language works. This is why he has a show called For Canon's Sake instead of For Canon's Sake. And he's even been corrected on that. And then he argued it. He's like, no. It's like the sake of the canon. And everyone's like, that's what the apostrophe S would connote. He's like, nah, son, nah. You hating. I estimate him having about 1,000 to 1,200 remaining customers out of 40,000 because, number one, he hid his backers several years ago. Number two, he brags about the books sold, but every time he shows someone buying books, they buy several of them to get an incentive or just because that's what is expected of the remaining apostles. But then something amazing happened. So he printed the biography of Nerdrotic, From Prison to YouTube. Should have been titled or subtitled, From Prison to Crying About Disney Princess Movies in My Mid-50s. Nerdrotic regularly gets, a million subscribers, can often get that many viewers. He puts out his autobiography. I think he sells a couple thousand. Very, very low. It's the same thing like with Critical Drinker. He's got like 2.5 million subscribers. He can regularly get a million people to watch a video, and yet when he does a Kickstarter, he gets like, what was it, 0.1%? Basically, these people have amassed audiences of people who enjoy hating things. So when you want them to like something, they're not good at that. I saw Clownfish, they gave a positive review to Zootopia 2. It was brutal in their own comments section. The funniest thing is when they start calling you a shill. Like, how does that work? Like, it's like, oh, you're being paid by Disney. It's like, was this the first day? Every other day of the year, they're saying Disney is a complete failure and everything flopped and everything lost $100 million. But yeah, I mean, we see it constantly. They have created or accumulated an audience of people who just like to hate things. Sad sack, middle-aged men, usually conservatives, who just want to hear that everything failed. So the autobiography sold very poorly, especially when you factor in the size of Gary's audience. And then he did a signing. And every signing included a certificate of authenticity in which Nerdrotic's YouTube name, his stage name, is misspelled. This went out to 1,700 people because, well, actually it probably went out to about 800 since the thing with Rippaverse specifically is to encourage people because it fights the wokies. And it'll give, I don't know. Heather Ontos will get freaking ovarian cancer if you buy enough of his books. But it's based on selling to basically dummies. One of the things that is kind of forgotten is the massive amounts of good faith that was given to Eric July and the Rippaverse when it started. It was pretty much across the board. People were like, congratulations. And that lasted until people read the books. And they're like, ooh. Now, I did grade the first two ISOM books on a curve, since they were his first two books. And I liked them in that ISOM was a petty asshole. It was refreshing. Especially after all these Gordon Good brothers. This is just like a petty ass. It's like, man, I used to beat you in track in high school. It's like, I saw him in his 30s. He's beefing with like someone from his track team. It might have been the other school, but whatever. It was like, it was original because the hero was like an asshole. The problem was Eric July didn't seem to realize that, and I couldn't even finish Alpha. What was it called? Alpha Core, not Alpha Flight. And he even got. I mean, even when he gets other people to work with him, they still have to work in his shitty universe, and his books just suck. And the sales have plummeted. He lost 95% of his customers, but to the remaining ones, he's a hero. And I don't want to be mean, but whenever these guys who always are standing for him, they always look like Zippy the Pinhead. They're like they have like these oafish bodies with like these small heads and like even smaller brain pans, and they're always like, this Eric's best year ever. Yeah, that's because you used your allowance money to buy 5 copies of Bloodruth 2, and he can count on 1,000 to 1,200 of you shut-ins to do that for every single book. So yeah, if he spams out 2 collections, what are they collecting? Man, they're collecting the pages inside the book. That's the collection. Idiot. So the other thing is about bragging about NDAs. The other people aren't. You are making people sign the NDAs just so you can brag about NDAs. That's like saying, like, man, I had so many Purell handshakes. Were you putting Purell on your hands and then voluntarily shaking hands with people? Yeah, Purell handshakes, they the premium handshakes. They like the year 3000 handshakes. It's like, what are you doing? No actual legitimate businessman talks like. I remember not Tess Fowler, Alex DeCampi. She'd always be like, just got off a Zoom call, have another one tomorrow. It's like, no actually busy person with a healthy career is bragging about how many Zoom calls. They dread them. Actual businessmen and women are like, oh God, I got another fucking Zoom call. Can this be an email? But this is something I like to call sounding smart to dumb people. And it's like, man, I be NDAing this whole conversation. Shit. It's like, you make people sign NDAs that you provide. There's not like an NDA for like every single business conversation out there. Nobody cares that you're going to make a Yaira yo-yo. But anyway, so on the certificate of authenticity, right there, certificate of authenticity, waiting for Nerdotic from prison to YouTube. This certifies that the accompanying item is an authentic Rippaverse product, personally signed by Gary Buechler and verified by Rippaverse Publishing LLC. Certificate number 0338 out of 1700. And certificate authorized by Brandon Taylor. Okay, so the idea that the autobiography, well, it's not, I don't even think it's an autobiography. I think it has a ghostwriter. The biography of an e-celeb needs a certificate of authenticity. That it is an authentic Rippaverse product. Then you're going to misprint his name and sign it, which means you are signing the misprint. Here's the thing about misprints, and we'll talk about misprints because this is the 3rd time this year. Rippaverse has never met a misprinted or damaged item of their own that they weren't perfectly willing to ship out to their customers. Here's the thing, and I understand if you are not a publisher. Publishing a book is not the most expensive thing. The most expensive thing is shipping, by far. And especially with all the spamming out of product or items that Eric July does, he can negotiate for better rates with the printers. So reprinting this certificate because you misspelled the 6th word in it And the name of the guy, oh my gosh. This is one of those things where you see it and you go, oh shit. Well, at least you got the word, at least you spelled Rippaverse correctly, because you have it 1, 2, 3 times on there. Rippaverse Publishing LLC guarantees the I forgot to do the Rippaverse one. Rippaverse Publishing LLC guarantees the authenticity of this signed form. Any tampering, duplication, or alteration voids the certification. Just imagine. Now, none of these incels who buy his books have kids, but you know, they have nephews. They're like, nephew, I'm gonna leave everything I have to you. And then these incels die, and the nephew like opens up a box, and it's just a bunch of like Rippaverse shit. And it's like a handwritten note. It's like, check out the certificate of authenticity. And the nephew's like, they misspelled nerderotic. What the fuck? So when you see this, because this was seen, this was signed, one would assume individually, and Gary signed the books. Now, you'd think you would say, like, I witnessed the autograph to certify it's his actual autograph. No, they just say that this is a real Rippaverse product. Like, what? Made on Earth. For now. Shit. Yeah, so this isn't the first time. It's not the second time. It's not the third time. We go back to February of this year, and it says, sometimes creative risks play out differently than expected. Our editor-in-chief, yeah, like Eric didn't write this himself, Eric July made a call in Bloodroot #1 that might not have landed as intended, but we'll let you be the judge. Let us know what you think when your books arrive. Misprinted as all hell. Okay, so let's see the Funky Finger Productions explanation.
What's up, y'all? It's Eric July with Rippaverse Comics, and I may have screwed up just a little bit. You know how things, they play out in your mind and you want to experiment, and then when you see it kind of coming.
Have you noticed he talks to everyone else like they are children? Like the over animated expressions and hand and arm signals, and just like the voice. That's not a voice when you talk. Hey there, like that's how you talk to children, and he talks to everyone like that.
Fruition doesn't quite look like you may have intended. This might have happened with Bloodroot #1, which is shipping right now to all of you customers. Now, this scene I'm going to show you guys,
which is shipping right now. So he knows the problem exists. There is time to stop it and say, like, hey, we're going to pulp these because we misprinted every single one. Instead, getting ahead of things, he's like, man, well, let's hear the bullshit he says. Oh, just in case I forget to say it later. Eric July is a lying piece of shit. Lying to his customers, specifically.
Guys, real quick, you first saw it with the original previews for Bloodroot #1, I believe, when we first announced it. Now, how the Saskas did it, they originally planned for it to be this double-page spread.
It's not like a double-page spread, you shit-eating retard. It is a double-page spread because in comic book scripts, you will delineate, page 1, panel 1, panel 2, panel 3, panel 4, panel 5. Pages 2 and 3, double-page spread. You do a double-page spread to take advantage of the fact that this is a physical product that's going to be open. There's going to be a page turn. And then instead of being limited to one page, you get the effect of having one image over 2 pages. It's very, very effective. It's a huge moment. And this lumbering dimwit, what happened was there was a misprint. They offset the pages so that there should have been a double page spread, but it ended up being split. He decided, no, we are not reprinting this, which is expensive, but not as expensive as you would think. This is like, $2 per book. And then you fire the person, the editor, but the other thing is they do their own shipping, which means these books are sitting around. So nobody is editing this book. Nobody's looking at it. And then also, nobody is saying nobody's just flipping through it while they're packaging it up. The people at Rippaverse don't read Rippaverse books. They don't read them for fun. They don't read them for their work. They just shit them out. Oh, sorry. Ship them out. No, sorry. Shit them out.
Splash page or what have you. And I was looking at it, especially
Wait,
with
let's
the
go
black
back to
and
what he
white
said.
page, like spread, like splash page or what have you.
It's not a splash page or what have you. A splash page is one page. A splash page is, back in the day, you would open a Marvel comic and it wouldn't be credits on the first page. You would have the whole page, just one giant panel, and Spider-Man will be swinging. He's like, oh my gosh, I got to do this, and I got to visit Aunt May, and oh my gosh, my rent is due. And then the next page would be a bunch of panels. It's not a splash page or what have you.
Plan for it to be this double page, like spread, like splash page or what have you.
Double page spread and a splash page are two different things.
And I was looking at it, especially with the black and white, which I do believe it still plays out a little better than in the black and white than it does with the color. What if we go for this like more cinematic look, as if you can imagine sort of the camera like panning, right? You see one part of it and then you see the other side.
That's okay. So he's trying, like I said, something that sounds smart to dumb people. Man, I didn't fuck up a whole book. I be cinematic as a motherfucker. Like this, like a pan, like in a movie. But in a pan, the entire screen doesn't rotate, and then there's another screen and a facing screen behind it. That's not a pan at all. Also, let's say this was a thing, okay? They've been publishing comics since the 1930s. This is the first time anyone thought to do that. It wasn't like Will Eisner. It wasn't Howard Chaykin. It was Eric N.D.A. July who invented that after the book was assembled. He's like, no. We ain't doing those double page spread. We doing cinematic pans and shit. Liar.
As it slowly pans, let's say from left to right or what have you. So you see this demon here, right? And he's doing what he does here. Now again, I'm thinking this is going to play out cinematically. It's going to look real cool because the next page, you get the full reveal, right? But it's still of the same scene. And after looking at it, especially the color version of it, I'm like, I don't know if it may have landed the way that I thought. I don't know. Maybe some of you like it. Of course, let me know once you do.
Oh, he's so folksy and real. Lying piece of shit. Anyway, then they fucked up again. Whoops, we made a mistake. And let's see these excuses.
What's up, y'all? Eric July here with Rippaverse Publishing, and I want to talk to you directly about Zaylin, What Kills Must Die by Chuck Dixon and Joe Bennett, which began shipping last week. Unfortunately, there's a printing and binding issue that
which began shipping last week, which means you had a chance to stop it.
Affects every copy of the current print run. If you take a close look at the book, you'll know.
Oh shit, you misprinted the entire run. That means you got to ship it, right? I mean, that's just math. No. He's always bragging, I made $3-4 million. Okay, then spend some of that $3-4 million and reprint the book for $10,000. 10 bands, sorry. He's not going to do that. He has no respect for the customer. You guys are chumps. He talks to you like you're children. He lies to you like you're idiot. And repeatedly, 3 times in 1 year. He has knowingly, because he'll even say like, oh, we still be doing this. You can stop. It's not a magic spell. You're the CEO. You're the editor-in-chief. Go, hey, Eric, what you want? Who the hell you be? Yeah, we misprinted another book. Misprint? Hell no. We don't do misprints. We do bold cinematic decisions. Shit.
Notice some pages are misaligned. This wasn't a simple misprint. It was caused by a fundamental layout issue. In some instances, the end of one page appears again at the start of the next.
That just sounds like a pan to me. This is like a preview. We be living in the year 3000, basically.
Becomes especially obvious during certain double page spreads. As you can see.
So he fucked up double page spreads twice in 1 year. And then he fucked up spelling the name of the person who is the persona of the biography that you published and distributed. So just bottom line, Rippaverse is not about quality. Rippaverse is about selling a lie, which is the lie of the parallel economy, to guys who look like Zippy the Pinhead, encouraging them to buy 5 books because they're lonely, they want a sense of community. He is not going to reprint something, ever. Fuck up double page spreads twice, ship it. Freaking misprint every single certificate of authenticity, ship it. That's the rule at the Rippaverse. Ship it. Ship it out to these fucking retards. And then next month we'll have 5 more books that each have 5 covers, and you get a keychain, a Yaira keychain, and tell them that you're building something. All you're building is a freaking McMansion for an imbecile. That's the only thing you're building. Anyway, thanks for watching.